Today is Wednesday, April 9th, and I'm wondering two things about the Cowboys' first-round draft choice and about Luka.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Eyeing retirement? Let us show you how to turn your nest egg into a paycheck with half the amount you've been led to believe. Fluent Financial combines in-house portfolio design and risk management with income-generating investments designed to accelerate your financial independence. Let us develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you so you can retire sooner and have a better lifestyle. Fluent Financial can also implement a program that allows business owners to install a cash balance plan, which is designed to help drastically reduce income tax payments. You've worked hard to become successful. Let us develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you. Learn more today about Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. For more information or to schedule a meeting, visit fluentfinancial.com or call 972-852-4800.
The NFL draft is just a bit over 2 weeks away. And before we get to the look at the Cowboys' first-round pick, I want to talk to you about Our Lads Draft Guide. This will be my 40th consecutive complete first pick to last draft. And every one of those years, I have used Our Lads Draft Guide as my base guide. They do unbelievable work at Our Lads. They must write up 300, 400 players. They evaluate more than 1,000. You see evaluations for all of them. And they have team pages that show you the depth chart and the needs and things like that. They also give you their own draft board and their own mock draft. It's only $36 for this. And if you'll call 800-PRO-DRAFT, they'll get right on it and get one to you in the mail right now. That's 800-PRO-DRAFT for the best draft guide, Our Lads Draft Guide. Now, on to the Cowboys. With all the holes on this team, the Cowboys almost cannot pick a player in the first round who wouldn't fill one of their significant holes. But before we narrow it down to the three most likely players the Cowboys could pick, let's look at one more possible option. First, forget the Cowboys trading up in this draft. They just don't have the ammo to do that. They have first, second, and third round picks, no fourth rounder, and then 2 5s, 2 6s, and 2 7s. But that doesn't get you up to take a star like defensive end Abdul Carter or offensive tackles Armand Membu or Will Campbell or running back Ashton Genty. And you sure don't want to get into trading next year's picks to move up in this draft. By the way, they don't have a number 4 this year because they traded that to Carolina for Jonathan Mingo, who figures to be the number 4, maybe number 5 wide receiver on the team this year. That's not good value. But on we go. If the opportunity to trade down, though, exists, and to pick up another solid pick this year, another second rounder, another third rounder, that would be really intriguing. But to trade down, it's like one of my high school slow dances. You've got to find a partner. The Cowboys find themselves at number 12. The very star players, like the list we already gave you, are certainly gone. And then it appears the picks from around 10 or 11 to maybe 35 or 40 are all solid players. Now, I'm not telling you they're all on the same plateau, but you've got a good group of solid players there, where if you were able to pick up 2 of them, that would really behoove you. Now, how far to trade down? Number 15, number 18, even number 20 or 22. You get a solid player there who could fill one of your needs. Running back, defensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver, edge rusher, even offensive tackle. Though the Cowboys don't seem very concerned about the shaky debut season of last year's number one tackle Tyler Guyton. But teams at 15, 18, even 20 and 22, they read the draft board also, and they also read it for value. They're not going to give up real value, probably, to move up to 12. Now, to get up to 6 or 7 or maybe 8, yeah, there might be some trades there, but I don't know if there'll be one involving the Cowboys pick at 12. So, if the Cowboys don't get a trade down scenario, let's look at the 3 people they'll most likely choose. Not in any particular order, by the way. First, running back Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. He's not that far behind Ashton Genty for the number 1 running back in the draft. He has over 1,000 yards rushing after contact in each of the last 2 seasons, and no other back in America can say that. He probably belongs in maybe the 15 to 20 range, but he's a solid step above the running backs in round 2. Next, wide receiver Teteroa McMillan from Arizona. He's a big wide receiver, 220 pounds. Now, this is not a blazing fast wide receiver, but he catches the ball in traffic. He goes up and gets the ball. He makes key sideline catches. But does Dak Prescott like throwing to someone who isn't really wide open? Does Dak like throwing to wide receivers in traffic? There isn't any question. Teteroa McMillan's a very good player. And finally, a cornerback. Either Jahdae Brown from Texas or Will Johnson from Michigan. Both are mid-round picks at the very least. Brown is the Jim Thorpe winner as the best defensive back in the country last year. Johnson was a first-team All-American in 23, but injuries affected his 24 season, and he was shut down in November. Either fills a huge hole at cornerback for the Cowboys. You can listen to the draft. First pick to last. I'll be there. First pick to last. Doing the draft on the ticket. 2 weeks from tomorrow, the 24th of April, round 1, rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and rounds 4 to 7 on Saturday. On the ticket. Now, anticipating Luka's return next.
Okay, I'm not a cook, but my beautiful Mary is, and I must tell you that we've fallen in love with Opa seasonings. That's Opa, O-P-A. Make healthy meals that taste wonderful. Opa's all natural. We use it on meat, fish, chicken, salad, veggies. Just sprinkle, cook, and enjoy. And we found a little Opa goes a long way. Order your Opa now from the website opafoods.com and use the promo code NORM, that's me, and get 10% off your order. Delicious meals, all natural, and save some money. What is not to love about Opa seasonings? In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these 2 Bob's, each run by the Bob. Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Luka comes back to the AAC as a Laker star. The seats, the open market is mind-boggling. The average sale price for a seat, resale market, for tomorrow night's game is $404. That's the highest in at least 15 years for the Mavs. First, my fervent hope is that the Mavericks prepare a huge tribute to Luka. A memorable video matching the kind of popularity he had when he was here. And you can expect an enormous welcome from the Mavs fans for Luka on Thursday. I don't expect General Manager Nico Harrison to be there. Not in his seats. He hasn't been there since this unpopular trade, though you know my feelings on the trade. Part of the reason, security. The other part of the reason, Maverick fans booing him. And that's not a good look for the team. And also, I hope Mark Cuban keeps a lower profile than he has in the last few days, when he again has said he never would have traded Luka, and he criticized what Dallas got in the deal. I really love Mark. Mark, I know a lot of you, he's not popular with you, but you should know Mark is an incredibly bright, wonderful thinker and unbelievably generous. And you know what? He's hurt right now. He's hurt because he thought he'd have a much bigger role in his franchise with the new ownership. But in effect, Mark has been squeezed to the sidelines. And that has hurt him greatly. I hope Thursday night the Mavs and their fans celebrate the return of Luka. And I hope it's during a Mavs win.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, by Bob's Steak and Chop House, and by Opa Seasonings. Savor the flavor in your food.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'm just